Okay, everybody, it's Monday night. Welcome to Crypto CJ's Trade of the Day, the Monday night Zoom edition. I've got Connie from Kansas and many other attendees here. Looks like this little party's grown over the week, so that's very exciting to me. Thanks for attending. And today we're going to focus on day trading. We're going to look at Altcoin Alert and iCoinPro and do various searches to see if we can find some trades tonight, or at least some coins to look at. For trades later on tonight or tomorrow. So with that in mind, I want to talk about what happened with Bitcoin very early this morning. Let's go to that chart and let's make sure everyone can see it. Can everyone see the Bitcoin chart? No, probably not.
No.
Not yet.
All right.
See you.
How about that?
It's a screen share. There you go.
Okay, cool.
Good.
So I updated my Fibonacci retracements, which shows we hit an all-time high yesterday of over 58,000, right around noon on Sunday. But then we had a big drop. So from here down to here, and this is 7:15 in the morning. So we have an 18% drop from noon on Sunday to 7 a.m. on Monday. This caused, havoc among the altcoins that I like to trade, that most of us like to trade. So a lot of those went down, 30, 40, some even 50%. On the plus side, it creates many dip trading opportunities. So with that in mind, let's see if we can find some of those on Altcoin Alert. So I've got the AA scores. We have a couple over 80. We haven't seen many of these lately. And I did a quick search by the AA score, so it brings those up. This BFT I've never heard of. I did look up Quant because the boys talked about this, the CryptNation guys on Thursday and or Friday. I don't recall which, but they were talking about this coin, so I thought it might be worth a look. It shown very bullish, 81.5 AA score. We've got a thumbs up on the trading activity. We have a thumbs down on social activity. I do take this into consideration, but it's one of the lower things I look at. The upper range here is 3.7, lower than I would like. I would usually prefer 5% or higher. Long-term sentiment's bearish. I usually like to see this at least neutral. But anyway, I've got Quant here, so let's check it out. I don't trade this coin because it's not on Binance or Coinbase Pro. It is on KuCoin. I do have an account there, so I guess I could trade it if I wanted. Connie last week talked about trading ranges, so I went ahead and threw a couple lines on here between the recent high and the recent low in about the last 20, 24 hours. So this is the trading range. It's kind of in the middle now. It's starting to creep up. If you're on KuCoin, you want to take this trade. It may not be bad. We've got a MACD cross down here in the histogram. We have a rising RSI, and the candle action is trending up. My concern about this would be this probably has limited volume. KuCoin doesn't usually trade huge volume on some of the smaller altcoins, so that would concern me. But if you're on KuCoin, you want to give this one a look. With the trending candle action and the trading range, I think it's worthwhile. You could maybe get it to pop up to about this resistance here, for 4.5%. That's a good day trade. Up here where these two candles are, 8.5%, and then if you make it to the recent high, you've got over 13%. So any questions on QNT and the trading range?
Yeah, CJ, what kind of volume are you generally looking at before you really get interested?
That's a good question, Cal. I like, it used to be 1 million, then it rose to 5 million, then to 10 million. That's sort of a function of the market. iCoinPro teaches, I think, the bare minimum 500,000. That's usually for a 0.5 or 1% move. So I think that would be the bare minimum. But for me, I'm usually looking for 10 million or more. on daily volume. All right, I'll get out of that. Now, let's go back to Altcoin Alert and do a search based on the 1 hour projected range. This is probably my favorite search on this platform. And we've got the ANKR network showing up first. I looked at this earlier today and considered this as a trade, and it's got just about everything I want. I've got fire on trading activity, a thumbs up on social activity, neutral or better on the AA score. The upper range here is 18%, loving that. You know, a lower is only -4, so we got a good chance at 6.74% according to Altcoin Alert. Long term is neutral, bullish under short term. Let's check it out. So I've got ANKR here. I went ahead and drew in the trading range. We're going to see this pattern on pretty much every coin we look at tonight. This is the big dip that Bitcoin took, and you know, most of the altcoins are mimicking that. A lot of them bounced back hard, like ANKR did, and shot, you know, way up here. But I didn't take this trade earlier today because it looked like it was going into a dip sequence. At the time I was looking at, it was right about here, and the Bollinger Bands were bowing out a little bit, not so much on the top one, but definitely on the bottom one, which makes me think it's going to go into a dip sequence. We've got one dip here. It didn't quite make it into a second dip. So I'm not sure, and it's been harder and harder to get 1, 2, 3 dips anymore. But the MACD is sort of parallel or just not quite crossing yet down here. The RSI is pointing down. But if this were to trend up, I'd be very interested in this. So,
CJ,
yeah,
can I ask a question?
sure.
As you're seeing that coin and it had reached your upper, I'm going to say trade as far as your trading range, and then when it retraced and it came up again, you see a lower high.
That's true.
Does that not show you that it's trending downward along with your SMA?
Yeah, that's that would help me. That would be an issue more on the exit point in my estimation. So instead of going like up here and maybe even here, I might be more inclined to look at this range here, you know, in the 7 to 8% range for an exit
However,
point.
if you're going for a lower high, the probability of getting another dip sequence is pretty good, don't you think?
Yeah, that's why I'm going to wait for this to play out. So I didn't get in. I was thinking about it, but I didn't like, you know, the Bollinger Band trending down. But that's another good. The more indicators and candle action you can take into consideration, the better your decisions will be. So Connie's pointing out that since we have lower highs, you know, I need to think about that before I even get in the trade at all. So that's good to take into consideration. We have a high, you know, obviously here and here and here. You see how these are just, you know, all trending down. So.
Hey, CJ, on that, if you go back where it was down at the lowest point, you know, where the squeeze and then the 1, 2, 3, isn't that a classic squeeze bubble 1, 2, 3 money right there?
Right here?
No, go way back. Right there.
Yeah,
Isn't that a classic?
I wouldn't say it's a classic. This is a big crashing dip. This happens when Bitcoin dumps.
Okay.
So you've got like, this is just one dip.
Oh, I see.
You see that all the candles are red and it's crashing down.
Okay, so it's just one dip. It's not
Right.
3 dips.
So it's not a classic 1, 2, 3 dip. But this is something we're very interested in trading. And Justin Clark talks about this as sort of an exception to the 1, 2, 3 dip rule when you get the big crashing dip. And he likes to put in a low buy order and try to catch this wick. See this wick coming down here and get his buy order picked up and then have it shoot up. So, you know, sometimes it works out that way.
Is there a
CJ,
name
you're
for
looking
that?
at,
Right.
You're looking at a 5-minute screen, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do you go back, what's the longest period you look at when you're day trading? 1 hour?
Lately I've been looking at a lot of day charts just to see if we're at all-time highs. I did that earlier, and what we're seeing on a lot of the charts is we had all-time highs yesterday or the day before, or a couple days before, and then trending down is what happened with the Bitcoin drop. So, and then maybe I'll look at the 1 hour to look at my retracements. As you can see on ANKR, we had highs here over 4 cents, and now it's right around 3 cents. So about 20% drop, still reflected in the current price. The 5-minute chart we use to look for the day trading indicators and also for an entry point. So I don't use the hour chart for entry points on day trades. So, but it can be helpful to look at the current history of the coin. All right, any questions on ANKR before we move on? All right. Let's see what else we have. Solana, I was in this a couple days ago, starting on the 19th. And the Bitcoin, I had to ladder buy it once, maybe twice. And then I set a conservative sell, and then it shot up like crazy today. Sorry, this one here, over 30%. So I ended up getting, I don't know, 2.5% times 3 ladder buys on my deal, but the coin went up over 30%. That's okay. I got out of a trade I'd been stuck in for 3 days, and I viewed that as a victory.
It's an excellent, excellent project. BitBoy put it as the #1 coin for his January trades. And I actually am in it at 335 in my wallet. So I'm pretty excited about its price action, but it's an overall excellent, excellent project for anybody who's looking for long-term money.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously I'm more of a short-term guy, but information like Connie just shared is really helpful sometimes to decide if you want to take a trade or to stay in something for a week or two if it's gone against you and you don't want to take a loss. If you feel good about the project's fundamentals, then in that situation you may want to stay in. A lot of teachers and traders say no, get out after a 10% loss. I hate losses. Anyway, so that's
So
not
you
me.
don't have stop losses.
I don't use stop losses very often, occasionally, but we set alerts, and if you go through that trading view training, those alerts will pop off and tell you when I usually set alerts for a 10 to 15% drop on my coin, on my initial purchases, depending on whether it's a leverage token or a straight spot trade. And then if they go off, I look at the situation, look for a good entry point on a ladder buy. So I've done a lot of videos on ladder buys. So I might go over it later, but I want to keep moving on Altcoin Alert. So that was just sort of a commentary on SOL. We could probably still look at it. It's still above 10% on the upper. And we've got fire here under trading activity and social, neutral. So these are all indicators we like. I don't usually trade a coin twice in the same day unless I see something I really like. So let's check it out.
There's just a lot of narrative on Twitter and everybody else who follows that project because of its team and the projects and the DeFi world and everything that it's supporting. So it's going to have a good long-term narrative. So people want to get in and out of that particular coin, they can put it on their watch list.
All right, sounds good. So we do have, like a lot of coins, Solana and a all-time high or in the vicinity of 1. So that's something to take into consideration. On the 5-minute chart, it just really dipped a little bit here with Bitcoin. It kind of shrugged it off and kept pumping up. So I'm sure Connie was pleased to see this with her long-term position. I'm not really seeing a potential day trade here. You know,
It's a long.
yeah, it's if this trends back up, you know, we could apply our good old fib extension. That's always fun. Go from here to here and back down. That's really the only way I see to evaluate this, and then look for an exit somewhere in this range here. Yeah, or we could just look for a retrace back to where it was. Can't get out of this. All right, there we go.
And when they pump like that, there are some retraces anyway. I mean, that was
That's a good point. You just keep an eye on it, wait for a dip like right here, it pumped up, then it came down, then it pumped up again. So if you catch it, you know, riding the SMA line like this, seems to be trending just along the SMA line. So if it comes down to here, that might be a good time to get in. All right, let's do a trading activity sort. And got some overlap here. IOST is bearish. I usually rule it out if it gives me a bearish AA score, even though I've got fire here and fire here. So Phantom bearish, Theta Fuel bearish. Okay, here's one. I traded this one today too, based on this sort, Raven coin. So I've got fire under social and trading, neutral AA score, got 8.59% on the upper range here, neutral under the sentiment scores. Most coins have been negative today after the Bitcoin drop. So let's go ahead and look at Raven. I think I even marked it up. I did. So this morning I was looking at this. I'm going to treat this like a mini trade of the day, I suppose. I was into some leverage tokens in this area here, and then I was looking for something else to trade this later in the morning. I came across that AA sort, and I saw some. I liked what I saw on that data sheet, and then I saw some trending candles here, and so I got in here at 18294. But I was a little too soon. Ideally, I would have waited till I caught this dip, but it didn't work out that way. But it did trend up nicely. And I got out here while I was at lunch at 1:56 p.m. for 7.11% profit. It did spike up quite a bit after that, but I will take that all day and twice on Sundays. So any questions on the Raven trade?
On the Mac, how far does that trail the actual market?
Yeah, the MACD is a trailing indicator, as is the RSI. Ideally, in any kind of dip trade or even a squeeze trade, if you can catch it below, you know, a crossing MACD below the histogram, you know, that's pretty good. I fudge a little if it's in the histogram. That's good enough for me. So especially in this, you know, this bull market we've been in. But I'm not sure exactly how long it lags. Connie, do you know?
I do.
Okay.
If you look at the MACD and it says 12 and 26, your SMA line, you've got that set at a 50.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, with that indicator, your simple moving average is now set at 50. And what you have is a differential between the movement of the 12 and the 26. That 12 is going to be your blue line. And anytime your 12 moves under the orange, which is your 26, it's your longer period of time. When your shorter period of time moves over, that is where you start making money. When it moves under, that's when you are starting the the bears are coming in, the sellers are coming in, and the price is going down. When it moves up, and as you can see in the green, then the buyers are coming in, they're pushing the price, and you're starting to get some momentum. So you've got the actual period of the moving average of the number 12, and the differential is the moving average of the number 26. So that's a slower and longer time frame. So you have the crossover, and you're looking at momentums. What's really good, as the wider that it comes through the MACD, the stronger the likelihood for it to pump and continue up.
Yeah, we love to see this when they're wide open like this. That's an indication of a trend.
Or even wider, when you're actually crossing the histogram, if it's really wide versus narrow, that pump is that much stronger on the success of that movement.
Yeah, something like this.
Yes, absolutely.
That.
That's beautiful.
Okay. All right. Anything else on Raven before we move on? Okay, we'll look at one more altcoin alert, and then we'll go over to iCoinPro. Let's see, Luna. Tomo looks pretty good. Fire under trading, thumbs up, bullish, 16%. Yeah, let's check that out. Okay, we'll look at the day chart real quick to see if we're in all-time high. It looks like it hit it on the 13th, and it's been dropping some and then coming back. So this has potential on the long-term view. I haven't updated my fibs in this for quite a while, so this is going to be out of date. But anyway, on the 5-minute chart, it made a nice move here, then went sideways, another move, and now it's trending down. So I don't really see anything to do with this at the moment. If I get some more candle action up, the better looking, the MACD trending up like we just talked about, then this might be something worth looking at. But for now, not so much. All right, I'm going to move over to iCoinPro then and look at the Buddy Coin Crawler. A quick reminder, we do a sort based on the average low to SMA. So this is the 24-hour low of the coin to the current SMA line. And all these numbers are large based on the Bitcoin drop. And I looked at some of these before this. I had not heard of this coin, the Sandbox, but it's actually been around for a while. So, got 52 million in volume. That's pretty good. Let's check it out. And also has a nice drop-down menu option there where I can just click it and go straight to trading view. So that's convenient. But this looks really squeezy.
Consolidation. I'm going to interject with the Binance with their smart chain is competing now with the Ethereum gas fees.
Right.
And so you're starting to see a lot of these coins pump in the trades because we were in Tomo way back when, remember CJ?
Mm-hmm.
And it has a long history. So the longer the narrative now, so they say the wider the base, the higher the space it will go. So this coin is actually having quite a future for it because it's, getting the market activity and bringing the price back up.
Okay. Good to know. So again, it's starting to bow out a little bit. Could be heading for a dip sequence. Not really sure, but with the action on this coin, it could be something worth keeping an eye on, making it one of your buddy coins, which is iCoinPro language for something you check from time to time throughout the day or set an alert on. You might want to set an alert like it hit this low in the 11 o'clock hour. If it hits that again, that might be something to check out. So you can right click anywhere on a trading view page, click on add alert, and I just might put a little note here, dipping, and then create. If that goes off, could be an entry point for a trade, or at least something worth looking at. So, all right, iCoinPro. And there's frequently overlap between iCoinPro and Altcoin Alert. We've already looked at the Raven coin. I looked at Dodo just out of curiosity. It has 101 million, but that's a new coin. I dislike trading new coins unless I can see some kind of pattern, and usually they're just all over the place, mostly down. So Acropolis, borderline volume, but I have traded this a couple times lately, so let's check it out. So again, sort of mimicking some of the other coins here. The big drop here, sort of squeezy looking, and then looks like it's trending down a little bit. It's like Bitcoin's dropping. It was around 54 when we started. Now it's below 53. So we'll see how long that lasts. But I don't know, $1,000 drop doesn't seem like a big deal anymore. It used to be. But yeah, there's still, even the squeezy as that looks, there's still 7.5% or so between the lower and the top Bollinger Band. So that if we do get some desirous candle action, that could be something worthwhile. But MACD is not looking good here, so probably nothing going on with this. Let's look at one more on Altcoin Alert. Oh, I'm sorry, the iCoinPro. Too many things going on. Oh, here's what I wanted to look at. They were talking about this one. I can't remember if it was on Friday or Saturday on CryptNation, the REEF coin. Well, I'm starting to bore myself now because these are all looking the same to me.
The REEF coin that has a wonderful narrative, especially in the DeFi realm. I would put that on my target list, my watch list. I actually bought some in the dip and put it in my wallet.
All right. There you go. Let's look at this from a more of a trading range viewpoint. So I'm going to mark this one at the high, the low about here. Well, it's still right pretty much in the middle. I would usually add these figures up, divide by 2, and then put another line in the middle. If it's above the middle line, then I think it has a better chance to trend up. If it's below it, not so much. So a little rusty on trading ranges. That I know that's simplistic. Is that about how you look at it, Connie?
Well, actually, I like the highs and the lows, and I'm not so much even, I look more at the SMA at that point in time, because that becomes your resistance,
Right.
especially. And once it goes back up and you see your next highest level, which is lower than the original, as far as touching your top line, then you're trending down lower. So you've got an opportunity to really get into another dip sequence.
Right. If it's below the SMA and trending down like this, I'm looking for a dip.
Absolutely.
If it's above
I would put an alert on it.
Pardon?
I'd put an alert on it.
Yeah, let's see.
I would go
Similar alert.
lower Bollingers. Yeah, I go down to the lower Bollingers, like, yeah, down there. I go down there. I would put the lower, as far as the,
Oh, the
yeah,
one.
just, yeah, I go in that area. Mhm.
All right.
Or actually, go to your candles, but go to your candle pattern, move it up just a touch.
That's all we'll go. Oh, you mean move the value up?
Yeah, I moved the value up to see where your range started an upward trend again. I'd move the,
Like here?
no, go to your left, where, there you go, right there. I put my left there.
33,775.
Mhm. Excellent long-term project.
All right. Okay, so we've got a couple alerts set now. If they go off during today's Zoom, then we'll check them out. Otherwise, that's probably all I have for iCoinPro and Altcoin Alert potential coins based on those searches. So I will go ahead and throw this out to any questions. We've been on for about a half an hour, so we're in pretty good shape time-wise.
One thing I would go back and add to quant, you can go into, if you have a question about the strength of that coin, it's listed on Coin Market Cap,
Mhm.
and it's at the ranking of 101. Pretty decent ranking.
Yeah.
You know,
Not
from a
bad.
risk perspective. So there's another test to that, and especially if it's on KuCoin that has lesser volume. So I would look at the overall market. How's the market treating that particular coin?
Right. And, you know, any information you can take into account is usually helpful, whether it's technical analysis, like MACD or price action, or information about the coin. All that comes into play. Some traders just say, just trade the charts and ignore information. I think that's strange. I think that the quality of the coin and current events certainly affects price movement, especially in day trades. So yeah, take all those into consideration when you're making your decisions. So
The biggest thing is getting caught in it. You don't want to get caught in a coin that has such a low ranking, because that's more risk, especially if you're new. You just don't want to get caught there.
Yeah. I think we've all made that mistake. I know I did. You trade something, it's exciting and new, and then it tanks and never goes back, and you end up with a 20, 30, 40% loss or something worse. Ugh. It'll ruin your day. So, if not your week. Okay. Let's see.
Where can I grab the chat
I was looking for it.
screen share here?
All right.
Hey, CJ, can you go on to Bitcoin for a second? Let me get a
Okay.
chance. Just look at it, and just from what your and Kai's perspective, do you see any buying opportunity or a need to set an alert for that?
5-minute chart. I don't. I rarely trade Bitcoin anyway.
Okay.
It generally doesn't move enough for me.
Sure.
Of course, it's an odd thing to say after this morning, but
Right.
I did trade BTC down and Bull. Both are leverage tokens, and my Bull's looking pretty good. Well, it was, but Binance had some real chaos this morning. I don't know who else trades on it, but they crashed for a little bit. I'm pretty sure they lost one of my trades. I sent them a message. I don't know what's going to happen with that, but during crazy times, sometimes the exchanges can't keep up. There's just not always anything you can do about it. So.
Okay.
The big thing, maybe if you want to accumulate some Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's going to go up forever for a while.
That's right.
I would say we probably won't top out until maybe the fall. Okay. And so that being said, we're going to have retest, which is really good because it gives us higher supports as the market is moving up. So we need to keep retesting, and that gives us validity to the Bitcoin pricing. But why not dollar cost average? If you want to own some Bitcoin, that's the safest ways. Make it a commitment that you're going to come in order to have that ownership. If not, then you're going to need to come and really watch the dips, but you need to be day trading, don't you think? Because it moves so fast. There's such a huge interest from the institutional buyers coming in and competing with you on the big dollar amounts that they can. I mean, what happened was $1.3 billion hit the market in a single candle. And I don't know if you know the narrative behind it, but there's a group of miners in China called F2 Pool. And they have been causing most all of the price action to have these downtrends, because what they do when they know they're pushing all those coins into the marketplace, then they short it. So they get both sides. They get getting into the marketplace and being able to sell the coins that they've mined, but they also put a short on it, so they get both sides.
Yeah.
So that's really kind of a crazy market, guys, and we're vulnerable to that.
Right.
Yeah, I was talking to Cal about this. You know, he was asking about market manipulation during our lunch, and I said, yeah, I know they do that. You know, when they want to push a price down, then they short it, and then they buy it low. So, but you know, we're not institutions. We can't, you know, function like that. But the big miners in China and the institutions can do that. So
Absolutely.
the best we can do is try to recognize it and function accordingly. But it's
Right.
not the
Makes
easiest to
sense.
do, especially if it's in, you know, 2 a.m. or something.
That's what is your overall goal as far as, you know, are you a long-term hodler and you want to have some Bitcoin in the future? Then your dollar cost average to be safe about it. If not, then you're going to have to really watch and see. There was some narrative actually on the internet, and there were people that were posting both in YouTube and Tokenmetrics that said they were seeing a lot of movement on Bitcoin to the exchanges. When you get that many Bitcoin being placed on the exchange, you know somebody's going to sell and hit the button.
Yeah. That's what happens.
Interesting.
All right, guys.
Great. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah. I mean,
Go ahead and stop the screen share, then I can post the link to the trading view.
Oh, that'd be great.
Okay.
That'd be great.
Awesome. I'll grab the chat.
Yeah, and Connie's right about the accumulation of Bitcoin. I do that, you know, in my personal life as well, through a you know, different means. But I consider that separate than from my day trading. So
right,
that's why I don't really, you know, talk about it here so much, because I want to keep it focused. But yeah, it's a good idea. The way Bitcoin's been rising, all of us should be accumulating it in some form or with some strategy to do that. So
makes sense.
Okay. Well, actually, if there was a question that was posed to me, in terms of who do I watch? I watch BitBoy, and that's Ben Armstrong.
BitBoy?
BitBoy. And that's Ben Armstrong. And Ben Armstrong is on Everyday Live in the mornings. And that's at 11 a.m. Eastern time. He's from Atlanta.
Yeah, he's prolific creator of content in the crypto.
Oh my gosh, he has got a following over 500,000.
Really?
Oh yeah, he's huge. Now he at times can really get passionate about and really have quite a narrative. So you know, I really look for the content. He's an enthusiast on Ethereum, and he has really gone through. Last month he made over $1 million in the market.
Wow.
So, I mean, he really knows his stuff. Another person is on an hour earlier, and that's Crypto Man Ran. He's out of South America. He brings on substantial guests that are giving you the narrative of the market and who are the key players and what's the projects that they're bringing to the marketplace. If you're going to be in this in the long term,
right,
you're going to want to have more basis. And my personality is I want to know more about what I'm investing in, because I sent in a coin for over a year and I have no idea why I was placing my money there. You know, I want to have a little bit more narrative. Some people want to just be able to learn, how do I trade it? And that's great. I don't know what your perspective is and your comfort level. Another one is Elio Trades. He's highly regarded. And he just, if you're into NFTs, and he's into that, he just launched his super farm today. Very dynamic individual. Another one is Lark Davis. Lark Davis is really good. These are people that are on daily that you can really follow and say, okay, they're very knowledgeable, they're very sharing, they don't charge me anything. And the last one I'm going to suggest is the Moon Carl. He is from Sweden, and he does a lot with TA, which is technical analysis, but he is so on with his calls. If you really want to know about what's happening in Bitcoin, because it's going to influence the rest of the coins, he really gives you the trade patterns in terms of what you can hopefully anticipate and what's driving the market. Those are my top 5 guys.
Moon Carl?
He's called the Moon. He's a moon guy. I mean, everything's going to the moon, right?
The Moon.
The Moon Carl is is his handle on YouTube. He also is on Twitter. And so these guys, I did not realize how much content, because they will post trades in the Twitter account. And that's your first indication. Oh my gosh, there's quite an emphasis on this trade activity. So I can go and look at what's going on in the marketplace. And another one, you actually have to pay for him, is Crypto Revolution Chris. But he does post really good setups in Twitter, and he will also give you the setups in YouTube. But you can also sign up for him if you. But I don't recommend. I'm not posting anybody like that, because we've got CJ. CJ is amazing with content and the way he's teaching us. So we don't need to pay for that, guys. But you can sure pick up tips if you're long term and really want to make a career out of this.
Yeah,
Right.
those are all
You
good
have to be
suggestions.
careful.
I've watched a lot of the people you just listed. I do like BitBoy and Chris from Crypto Revolution. I could
Okay.
Coach K is another one I like, and Nicholas Merton, who's kind of dry, but he's really into the overall markets, both crypto and stocks and how they affect each other. So,
and Coach K is on. He has partnered with Crypto Man Ran, and so they have a show which are premier gems that have not really gone into the market that you can get into early. And so that's brand new. And he also has a Friday show with a guy who's the founder of Celsius. So he brings on substantial guests that you've learned so much from. And they banter on Fridays. And here's all these wonderful guys that just truly have gems to share with us that can take us to a better place in understanding the market.
Good stuff. Do we have any questions on more the day trading things we talked about, both with Altcoin Alert and iCoinPro?
I think I'm okay. Thank you for
Okay.
holding this, you guys. Appreciate it.
Kevin, did you have something?
No, I think I'm okay. Thank you so much. I
All right.
appreciate just kind of talking about these things.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop the recording here, but I'll hang around for a while afterwards for the after party. And for all the viewers, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.